I'm Caleb Brooks with the AHSAA Radio Network. I'm at Brewbaker Tech here in the Montgomery area. I'm joined by head boys basketball coach, Coach LaKendric Larkin. And Coach, for you, this is your first year as the head coach, but you've been here as an assistant for a long time, helping out with the basketball program. And finally, the keys are handed over to you, and
Yes,
it's
sir.
yours now. And so just kind of tell me, how have you thought about, how your first season has gone? Obviously, you weren't having to make a bunch of adjustments to, being a new guy here and everything, but, now it's yours. And how do you really feel like how this first season's gone for you?
I think this first season's going great. It's pretty much like a dream come true because I've always wanted to be a head basketball coach, and now this dream is here, is making it a reality. But like you said, it really wasn't much of a bad transition with me already being here for a while. So it's been pretty easy. The kids come straight from that JV team that I've had in the past, so they already know what I expect. So it's like I said, it's been a pretty good transition. So.
Yeah, and I mean, that had to be, like you said, dream come true. I mean, you're not stepping in anything new. The kids already know who you are, and that's just made, I'm sure, everything pretty easy with, you're not having to teach them new communication, anything like that. From a playing standpoint, how have you felt about how your team's been able to play so far, and what have you really liked about this group?
Well, this group here, they're very, very special. We lost a great senior last year in Desmond Williams, but the guys have picked up his slack, and it feel like we hadn't skipped a beat. We've played a tough schedule, tough schedule. We've played the Carvers, the Jeff Davis, Lee, Lanier. We play everybody in the city, so for these guys to actually come in and step in and play that big schedule, it's been pretty good, man. So it's been a great season.
Playing that type of schedule and that challenging schedule, I mean, how much do you feel like that's going to pay off, now that you're in the middle of area play and playing teams that maybe not are on the classification level of some of those teams?
It's tremendously. With us playing that large schedule and then we go into area play, it's like we've seen pretty much everything. So that's giving the boys pretty much how can I say it, a little advancement on the rest of the teams that we're about to come into and play. Like last night was very hostile down in Beauregard, but we've played those bigger teams where their crowds have been a little bit more, so our guys were a little bit more composed and could do what they had to do to get the job done last night.
Obviously the goal for every team in the state is to host the area tournament. How important is that for you to do it in your first year as well to win area? Very.
This first year, I want to document everything. So like we played a tournament in Reeltown. We won it, first varsity plaque. That's pretty cool. But as far as hosting the area, that would be very, very great because you don't have to worry about going on road trips. You'll play a Monday night, maybe play a Wednesday night, and that time you're trying to rest, you're spending on the bus, taking the bus ride. So hosting the area will be #1 key for me this year, as my first year as being the head coach here at Brew Tech.
Is there anything that you can kind of think of where, you thought going into the year, all right, this is how I'm going to do things, blah, 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 and then you've had to kind of change it, because you didn't realize, not being the head coach before that this is why maybe this was being done and stuff like that?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. You have your expectations when you're sitting at home, just sitting there looking at TV like, I'm going to do this with my team, I'm going to do that with my team. I came in that first day, practice went great. Second day, I had to ball it up and just throw it in the trash, man, because things was like, yep, this is why we do things this way, this is why we do things that way. So, but we put it together pretty fast. So I went back in that trash can to pull some stuff out.
Yeah.
And these guys, they respect everything we do. And there's, like I said, it's a good group of guys, man. They made it real easy for me just to step in and start coaching this team. And it was left in a good condition, and I want to leave it the same way. So.
Obviously being the guy on JV and already having the experience with all these kids, I mean, like I mentioned, you're not really having to change communication with them. You're not having to change up all that. So, for you coming in with year one, do you feel like maybe the expectations for you were maybe a little bit higher from everybody else just because of that and knowing that you're not really a new guy here?
Yeah. I want to say my expectations was very high from my team, and I want to say that I'm keeping them as high as they were when we came in. But as far as like everybody else, the general public, I really don't know because I try not to listen to what everybody else says. This like what we have here at Brew Tech is what I got. That's it. Like general public doesn't matter to me. So my expectations, well, everybody else's expectations, it really didn't matter. But I just wanted to make sure that my guys' expectations were high of me and that I keep it at the same level.
You know, going forward, what do you want to see from this team, maybe improvement-wise, that kind of lets you know, hey, we do have a chance here to compete in the postseason and to possibly make a run at this thing?
Well, our strong points right now are we can score the ball. So we need to get a little bit better with our defense, help defense, because man-to-man is the way that we go. So if we can get a little bit stronger on defense and do the little things that matter, the boxing out, the rebounds, diving for loose balls, I think we can make a long run in this whole thing, if not playing in the end of March, the beginning of March for the state championship. So I think we got a good shot at it.
And, getting this team to Birmingham, getting some of these guys on this team, that experience of being there, how important would that be in what you're trying to, establish here for your program at Brewbaker Tech?
That would be tremendously great. If we can get these guys to Birmingham, of course, comes the exposure of the kids that people don't know about. We can get a lot of exposure. We can get a lot of exposure to the kids that people don't know about. And for me to actually make it to Birmingham my first year, that would be a big accomplishment. So,
Coach, appreciate you taking time to sit down with me.
No problem.
Yeah, good luck to your group as y'all continue on the rest of this year, and I'm looking forward to seeing how things turn out for you here in year one.
Thank you.